this is your first time, please make sure that you subscribe and you follow us, because this is going to be hot. This is really hot, and I'm sharing my experiences, things that have been going through in my experiences as a landlord. Well, some of you have been following us, you know that we have many apartments that we rent out, and I want to share how to actually maintain the quality of your apartment. You know, the quality of your apartment, how to maintain it high after each and every tenant moves out. Because as you know, I have one of our apartment. If you want to know about it, I'll put it in the subscription down on this video, and you can actually go and see that video. And we rent these apartments out to people who are actually willing, to tenants who are actually willing to take care. So we do a background check on those people. We check if actually they can pay the money that they're claiming to rent our houses. We rent it to people who can pay it. We make sure that they can give a deposit, which is actually 3 months or something like that. You have to give 3 months. I claim always 3 months. If it's less, then I have to make sure that you are a company or you have a big business there, that I can be assured that you will do it. But normally I don't do it. I make sure that you have a 3-month deposit of money you can put up there. So I have had many tenants who come into our apartment, and then when they come in, they find the apartment very clean, very neatty, painted to the tip top, everything done really quite well, all the kitchen really on top, and everything just very nice. Because when I make sure, when I'm making things or when I'm doing my businesses, I make sure that everything is tip top, from the color on the walls to the floors to the kitchen. I make sure that everything that I put in that apartment is top quality. That's what is about me. I don't like things lacking out. I make sure that everything is actually good. Every detail in the apartment, I make sure that it is good, and I check it on my own. And the people that I work with, they know that any detail, if it lacks, they're doing the job at once again. Because I love everything. When God created the earth, after every creation, he says it was good. So I like that everything is good. Everything is on tip top. Now, when these people come in, the tenants, they like the apartment because they're attracted by it, because it is good. When they come in, they like it. You know, the material is good. Everything is good. The walls are good. You know, the smell is good. Every detail in there is good. And that's why, because it's good, I put also a price which is high. People will know me when I'm renting. I don't rent like any other renter. If the houses here in the area, they're actually, let's suppose that it's 16,000, I put it 1,600, I put it at 1,800 or 2,000, because the apartment is good. I think as one famous, the prophet said that you have to let your merchandise sell itself, or your things, or things that you're selling, sell itself. So I let the materials that I'm selling, the service that I'm selling, sell itself. That's what I do. So what I do, I really fix it to the tip top. So every tenant that comes in, they find really the apartment, oh, it's very good, and they enter in. I do have a frequent control when they're inside. I go, I check, how are you doing? How is everything going? And at the same time, I'm checking again everywhere. I'm seeing if the apartment is taken care of. But I cannot go into the details just, you know, after a small round of check. So it is very difficult. But what I do is that at the end, when the person wants to move out, then I come in with a list of everything that I've been doing and everything the way it was, because I take the pictures, I take videos before somebody moves in, and when they have moved in and they're moving out, then I know how the quality was. I go and start checking everything. Is it according to how I left it? Is it according to how it was? If it's not, because I take your depositum, I am going to give it to you only if the house or the apartment is actually in, so that I have the 3-month down payment. And if anything goes wrong and it has not been fixed, I have to make sure that every service that comes in do the service, repairs the house, and the deposit or the down payment has to pay for that. So I've had people who come here, they rent. I've had one who was actually tenant who was actually putting toilet papers inside the pipes, and he was congesting them so hard that they blocked the pipe. And then we had to call cars, these big trucks, to come and to pump out the peppers and stuff. And what happened was that he was doing it by will. He was just putting the peppers inside and blocking the pipe. And what happens, the house was actually, the pipe of the house of the toilet were blocked, so they could not go to the toilet. When I call the people, they come and they repair it, they tell me it's actually the papers. So there is nothing wrong with the pipe, but when you're putting the wrong thing or the wrong papers, it's not the toilet papers that he was putting in, because the toilet paper can flow, but he was congesting a lot of papers and then put them in the pipe, and which could not allow the flow of the water. So what I did is that I paid for the first time. For the second time, when he called again, I said, okay, I cannot do it, but you can call the service. I sent him the number. He called the service and they paid. The service did it. But then I could not. I said, you have to pay for that. I am not paying for it because you are actually congesting the papers and all that. I told him to pay for it. And he had to pay for it. And on top of that, I had his down payment. He wanted to get out of the house early. I had to return because according to the contract, he has to give me a warning after for 3 months before he gets out. And according to the contract as well, he cannot get out of the house before our contract ends. So our contract, it can be a 1 year. I took the minimum 1 year contract. That's the minimum. And the maximum can be a 2-year contract. That's what I've done, a maximum. So a 2-year contract, a minimum 1 year contract. So if that contract, you want to go out of that contract before it ends, then I have to return the down payment, because I have to take time to search for new people to actually come and to enter into the house. All those require money and time. So I think everything has to be according to the contract, and everything has to be done properly. So for those who own houses, I think it's very important that actually your house, it's in good quality and you're giving it a good price. And then when you are going to retake the house again because they have moved out, you have to make sure that they leave it in the same quality that you actually left it, or else you have to take the down payment. Because if they destroy the house, make sure that you take the pictures before, and you have to compare what was before and what comes after. Because if what was after is not like it was before, then you have to actually get a payment for that. So I make sure that actually everything is according to the contract, and everything has to be fixed before the person moves out. If they move out and they have not fixed it, I return the down payment, because that money will help me to repair everything that has been broken down. But sometimes even the down payment is not enough to kind of repair everything, every damage that has been done up, and then you have to spend extra money. And that is really a sad thing. But many times or many times it has really helped, because even though I return 2 months or 3 months of down payment, uh, and the costs are really not as maybe high, so it can kind of help me to actually sustain myself in that time. But if I have the down payment of 3 months and then I put the house online so that it can be booked, and then it takes longer than the down payment, then I have kind of lost in that sense, because you need to do the reparation and then you need to actually wait and to put it online, because when it's ready, because if you put it online and then the house is not ready, people come and visit and say, hey, this house is not ready to be moved in. So there is something like that. You have to be very you have to weigh things out, you have to weigh things out and say, okay, this working. So that is very important. You have to actually take pictures before, take pictures after, or check it after, and see, is it the way you actually had the apartment before? If it's not, you have to take it. If they have not fixed, you have to take it from the down payment. And secondly, you have to make sure that everything is done according to the contract that you had before, and make sure that you have a good detailed contract. Good detailed contract. If you do not have a good detailed contract, you have troubles, because I have many troubles with tenants. They start well, but at the end, things does not always end up well, because they have damaged your house, or they have done something, and then they want to actually limit you from actually prospering. So this is a business, and when we come into business, we get known to one another, and we really maintain that business approach. So it's not kind of family or thing, it's a business approach. You damage, you have to pay for it, because the business have to keep going. And yeah, that's how I take it. So that's how I keep maintaining my houses in good quality, because the tenant, when he comes in, he knows that if he does not fix everything that is therein, the down payment has to pay for it. So I've had cases whereby they have destroyed my sofas, they have smoked in the house, the tenant have smoked into the house, and the walls are smelling cigarettes. I have had cases like that, where they're drinking and pouring alcohol everywhere, where they leave in the fridge, I don't know, the meat, and they leave pictures on the walls. Cases like that. It's cost a lot of money to repair all those things, and sometimes the down payment is not really enough. It's not really enough to fix all those things. So, but the law says that you have to take 3 months. The Norwegian law says that you have to take 3 months of down payment. So if the tenant has to pay down payment 3 months, so you have to make sure that you check frequently. And that's what I think I'll be doing actually this moment. I'll be checking frequently. Is the house okay? Is the person who's living there, is he not smoking? Because once you smoke, that smoke just is sucked up by the walls, and it's really the worst thing that you want to experience. And I've had that, So I think really house owners and people who own houses, they are really going through difficult time in terms of trying to actually keep the momentum going. But I think there is a better way, is that you have to actually landlords have to be really frequent controlling out there. It's not just sitting back and leaning back and saying the money is entering, but it's actually taking care and controlling that everything is going well. And that's what I do. I go frequently to the houses and say, hey, how is everything going? And coming and check, seeing, is everything all right? Is my house also all right? Because at the end of the time, that is a cow, and I have to take care of that cow so that it can produce good milk. So I'm not just there to leave everything just poured out. I need that cow to keep producing good milk and top quality milk. So that's what I do, and that's what I think everybody should be doing as a landlord, to keep maintaining the quality of their house. So if you've liked this video, please make sure that you subscribe, you follow us on this channel, and share, like, and see you on the next one.